Welcome to a journey into the intersection of art, meditation, and the mind. Today, we are crafting a desert cactus sculpture, a practice that honors the deep, ancient connections between humanity and the natural world. Many traditions, including that of the Nagual, as explored by Carlos Castaneda, the author, suggest that our focused attention can influence our subconscious. There is a principle, often reflected in the idea that what we bind on earth, we bind in our inner world. That suggests the images we hold in our mind can manifest in our dreams, astral projections, and meditative states. Scientists and practitioners alike have noted that deep meditation and specific brain structures, often associated with the plasticity seen in those who cultivate extreme focus, may allow these states of mind to persist long after we wake. By creating these handcrafted effigies, we aren't just making art. We are building a focal point for our intent. Whether you are exploring the concepts in the Kybalion or simply appreciating the craft of sculpture, I invite you to join me in this ritual of creation.
Then you're going to want half a cup of cornstarch. That's half a cup. I think that might be more than. No, it might be half a cup. Well, yeah, it's close enough. Okay, half a cup. And then I think it's 2 cups of cold water. So if you have a whisk, you whisk the cornstarch in the cold water without, I can already feel it sticking to the bottom of the pan. I have a whisk thing, whisker, is that what you call it? But it's, I don't know where it is. You just do this until it's, like get all the clumps out and it's kind of smooth. Okay, now you turn the pan onto medium. And you stir it continuously with a whisker, if you have one. I have one somewhere. You stir continuously until it begins to bubble on medium heat. When it begins to bubble, you turn the heat on low, or I guess you probably could maybe turn it completely off, but you turn the heat on low and you continue to stir it about 2 to 3 minutes, and you should end up with kind of a translucent gel. Okay, that didn't take as long as I thought it would until it starts to bubble. So now you turn it off or down to low. I'll keep doing this 2 or 3 minutes. Like a thick paste now. Translucent gel. That's what it's getting pretty close to. You don't have to make little cactus paper mache things. You can do anything you want. Shape your tinfoil, aluminum foil like little Bibles, and do a project with the kids, making little Bibles or something. I notice I have a lot of Christian followers on here. That's why I thought I'd mention that. But I also have a lot of followers that are into remote viewing and astral projection, shamanism, so just trying to show some more tricks of the trade that we can use. Wow, that's real thick. Okay. Kind of neat, huh? Oh, wow, it looks like it's gonna fall off. Maybe it's not going. Oh, there it goes. Removed it from the heat, so now you're gonna want to do 1 teaspoon of salt and 2 tablespoons of that school glue. I poke 2 holes in the top, so I find that it sometimes helps with airflow. And go ahead and put the salt in also, 1 teaspoon. Together. Maybe I have to really fill this up with another. Oh man, you gotta have strong muscle, strong weird arm muscles to do this business. I guess we'll call that 2 tablespoons of the school glue and 1 teaspoon of salt. Mix that in real well. Okay, so it's all stirred in pretty well. So you want to wait for this to completely cool before you start messing with your project. And you want the mixture about like pancake batter. So 1 teaspoon of warm water at a time. And then you just use the whisker or the fork to keep stirring it in until it's about like pourable pancake batter. It might take me a little while. I've got 2 in there. Oh, they're just getting a little thinner. You don't want it too thin though. Okay, so I slowly mixed in 16 tablespoons of warm water to get it to this consistency. That's about how thick my pancake batter is. They say make it pourable, like pourable pancake batter or a thick cream. I guess maybe I could use another tablespoon or 2 because it thickened up again before I pressed record video. So I might get up to 17, 18, something like that. Maybe 20 tablespoons, but just slowly mix them in, warm tablespoons of water until it's like a thick cream or a pourable pancake batter. Okay, and on the next part, you got your you're gonna have to pick a paintbrush. I'm probably gonna pick that one. once the paint's dry, so okay, a few hours later, and I think we're working on the third coat now. Still haven't got that newspaper covered. That's the top. Let it dry like that. I think that's pretty close to perfect, so the next step will be let it dry and put it on the Minwax oil water hybrid gloss, because that's all I have available. And now the gloss. This is all I have, the Minwax water oil hybrid. I bought it by accident because on wood I prefer the 100% oil gloss and not this water hybrid. But this is all I have now, so I guess we'll see how it works. I'm not sure if the 100% oil would be better on these buttons or not, or if this will work just fine. Some people prefer this because it's usually a little cheaper and it dries quick. It's usually better to get a little scooper, like a quarter cup measuring cup, and scoop it out, so then you're not getting your paint mixed with the gloss, but what do I care? You only live once. Okay. And with wood, you usually gotta get a t-shirt or an old t-shirt or something and rub it into the wood. But I'm not doing that right now. A lot of people like to sand stuff down before applying gloss. I personally think a lot of times the imperfections make everything look prettier after the gloss has been put on. Just a note, just these two things took multiple coats of this. Unless we use this silver part. Yeah, I'll probably touch them up with green paint later if there's any left. Shellac them with the gloss again later. Well, the glitter glue stuff, paint stuff, was very old and a gel. So I was not able to paint it on the way I wanted to, so I did this. Hopefully it'll look better when I put the next coat of gloss on it after this dries a little. Well, the glitter glue paint that I probably got at a dollar store did not work too well, so I just kind of smear it on my finger and make those little beads that kind of replicate what they really look like. They have a little bead, some kind of looking thing on each ridge. And that one too. But there was a little spot on one of them where I ripped the bead off and put on the other one, and it shows the newspaper. So now I'm going to paint over it with green and let that dry and try to gloss them over.
I saw that there was a little patch of newspaper showing. Okay, guess I'll do another coat of gloss here.
Okay, I'm not sure this is going to be like the fifth or sixth coat of gloss. I'm thinking maybe I should just break down and order some wax pure oil gloss and other stuff. I'm using here and pass it with wood. Just to make sure it doesn't shade.
Well, this is like the 7th or 8th coat of gloss. And I gotta say, I don't think I'm real happy with this particular gloss. I've already showed you the Minwax oil water hybrid. I'd rather get the pure oil gloss. I went to Ace Hardware earlier today to try to get it, and it was almost $20 a little can like this. What is that, 32 ounces? And 32 ounces. A little can like this at Ace Hardware was almost $20. I went and checked there because it was like $14 on Amazon, and I thought, oh, that's expensive. I'm going to see if it's cheaper at Ace Hardware, and it wasn't. But years ago at Ace Hardware, it was like $11. I guess everything was just going up with this weird overnight quadruple septuple inflation we've had. It's just like weird. I'll make another video on that subject matter. But yeah, this is like the 7th or 8th coat of this other type of gloss, and so far I'm not really happy with it. I was hoping there'd be much glossier. I don't know, maybe the other pure oil gloss of Minwax is maybe it doesn't do good on paper mache. It does really good on wood though. again. There's this one. I think this one is looking cooler than the little one.
Did buy some green spray pen though. Try that on next batch. Instead of the acrylic thing. But yeah, I recommend the acrylic paint on the paper mache. Brown thing, if you're gonna cover it with that mid-wax gloss anyhow. I'm not sure that shouldn't really matter a whole lot.